playoff spots. But for the rest of these guys, it's all up in the air. KRU and LEV, despite KRU having won one more map than LEV, basically got the same round differential. These guys are playing their opponents close, win or lose generally.
This group has been absolutely mental. I really don't think we've ever had a situation where all of the teams are so close and displaying such insane skill level, even if it's just on a firepower basis, week by week. And it's going to be a joy to go back to Bind, where we saw Sato debut a few weeks ago and dropped 31 on this map playing the Yoru.
Which, by the way, he does every time he plays Yoru in Americas, as it turns out.
2 games, 31 kills and 35 kills. Just get him on Yoru. Get him on Yoru, man.
For VCT Americas in this stage 2, no one has exceeded that so far. So, it'll be LEV on the attack side first. Standard walk up behind this Viper screen, and already Shy sniffs something out. Yeah, he's definitely going to concede this space. And he'll hear the whole Storm of Wildebeest move in, but Okeanos is able to get the better of him straight away. To the back of the site, it is Sato. Dante handled. Mazino also accosted in the corner. Kesin hopes to try and get a foothold here, but in general, Leviathan's pace, a little too much for KRU to handle.
This one is done. I think the Cloud even went down to force Melzer into such a tough position here. Everyone looking at him, and there it is. Time to sit around and wait. Those swings out of showers from KRU were just really haphazard, trying to get in to support their player backside who was isolated. That is a wrap. Okeanos gets a triple to close things out, but LEV just really able to isolate KRU players who, frankly, kind of isolated themselves. Just not great fundamentals to open the game up there.
I don't know if KRU were ready for that. That util from Con that came down. There was a flash on the backside player. Yeah, just here. Obviously spotted out by the
Dizzy over the top. And then Dante swings out. It's just a little bit early. Then Mazino comes next. And then Kesnick comes next. There just wasn't a moment for them to all pop out together off any kind of utility piece.
Clip on these boys.
Just pick them apart.
I mean, this is what you can still do on Bayern with those double initiator setups, and Yoru, who in his own right virtually is another one himself. This time, LEV, though, looking towards the B side of the map with a really passive showers hold. You'll notice at the bottom of your screen, Okeanos on the map, just holding it safely. Oki and Tex have already got themselves up to rifles.
I am excited to see what KRU have to offer this week on Bind. They've already played it twice. They've played 2 different comps. This is the second comp that they've tried and lost with last week to Loud. So how much have they been able to improve on this map since then? I think this comp is the right one for the personnel on the team. They just weren't able to stabilize in this map on what was ultimately a very chaotic, very scrappy, brawly game against Loud. But maybe they've made the changes since then. Maybe they're ready for it seems quality as LEV now.
The KRU stack has been matching the movements of Leviathan across the map, but they really don't have the weapons to stand tall when push comes to shove. Mazzino's got himself a Phantom, but is short-lived. And Leviathan maintained both the rifles they brought into the round.
Let's see what KRU are going to be able to do on their first buy round. You know, this comp, seeing it, it's definitely going to make me think about 100 Thieves. This was what they were and have been running on Bind, and they've displayed on defense how effective the Yoru is here in conjunction with the rest of the agents on the team, the abilities to go back and forth on the sites.
But of course, we will be keeping tabs on Sato over this game. Running back his debut map already.
See, this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? KRU early on here, they're able to pressure into Shower, and if Dante needs to, he has the gate crash all the way over towards B. So you can get control of part of the map here, play up aggressively, leave a player inserted, and get out if you need to.
It lets you bolster an extremity for free. Sato went quite low in that early exchange here, and it's going to be the gate crash across the map for him. As LEV take more of a default stance over towards this B side of the map. Now comes the Prowler.
Is going to be broken, so bit of information from Mazino, who wants to get some spray through the cloud and activates his own to just further delay LEV, who seemed like they would have loved to have done something over towards long. Second Prowler expended.
That's the first time that we've really seen exploration into Hook here, Wyatt. LEV's starting to get the realization that's open.
There is a rotation being drawn now for KRU. You can see Melser has worked his way over towards spawn because KRU have had some fairly forward space over on A, but Mazino is just fully isolated there.
It's a noise cut, and I think the exploration over at Hookah that makes him think he's safe to go for that peek. He was wrong. Okeanos in and onto the site. Smoked out, Melzer living dangerously there. An outline drawn with bullet holes as he tries to play up towards that elbow direction. Okeanos going to get tucked here, refresh that smoke. It's going to force KRU out into the open, and it works. Dante's able to flash himself there. Kesnit by his side. That octagon control, though, is crucial for Leviathan, and Lex is holding it down.
Texas taking that fight. Calm was on a really late wrap. Now in the 1v2 in a clutch.
He's got good sight off the side itself, but Kesnit is there. High-low with Melzer. Com really in a tough spot despite having a good sideline. And that'll be KRU winning that crucial buy round.
That duelist duo from KRU stepped up on the re-entry, popping out of the smoke in spawn, collecting 2 kills to get them back into the round. LEV still had a realistic chance of winning, but a really late call from Calm to try and double up towards Long, and it didn't seem like Tex and him were on the same page because he opened face before Calm could even arrive. The spike hadn't been tapped yet, excuse me. So things falling into some disarray there late for LEV, and KRU wrangle things back.
Last week, KRU like, hey, Reddit analysts, we finally played double duelist. You happy now? But look at how Dante and Kesnit played themselves into that B site and that retake, also very clean. They did so unscathed.
So we have the same little starting setup here from KRU. Early showers take with the gate crash towards B. This time, though, LEV want to fully re-clear. They gave this space up in entirety the prior round. Not going to be as passive this time, though.
Sato really hoping for a walk up and committing to the shower's presence. He'd be overwhelmed, though, if he lingered. He might have a chance to get out. This could get ugly. Double swing. He wins it out. Not supposed to take them. Other side of the map, though, King is down. All the pressure over at A for Leviathan. It's Kesnit now with that showstopper. He is blinded up by Dizzy as he ascends. And Sato can just stick it here in the smoke.
Wants to get back in. Shy gets the pick on Sato somehow, and there is a flank very far away from Mazino as well. Can KRU buy enough time for him to be a factor?
Still no spike plant, that's the issue. Kesnit can get ahead of this now. Tex knows he's living dangerously. Oki not ready for the swing out, and that's 3 already for Kesnit.
30
it's on Calm
left.
yet again. Last round, tall order. This one also too much. Ay, Dios mío, this is an El Clasico. All right.
LEV just not able to support the man sticking the spike on the site. Couldn't hold it down. That was way too free for Kesnit to get the kill there. It should not be going down like that. LEV worked themselves into a huge advantage off the back of Sato. This was actually the first kill in the round that had me momentarily perplexed. Just random spam down short that appeared on the kill feed. Sato gets a crazy transfer. Really can't be giving that away.
Losing King early. Very tough for Leviathan to safely get that spike down.
Here we go, same story. Dante just pushing up into shower early. This time the gate crashes to get away towards heaven. So LEV happy to fight more doggedly for the space on that last round. This time not going to be the case. They're just going to run it down short off that Dizzy.
That one-way challenge push through. It's going to be Lex here. Catching on to Mazino. Melzer trying to very quickly get assembled at backside, but he'll be waiting for Kesnit and Shy to make those rotations over. In theory, this would open a window for a plant, but Tex is not convinced that there won't be a swing up by triple.
Right now, KRU, they are just waiting out any swings backside. Here comes the nade. That's going to get a lot of damage in.
Tex able to walk away, but barely. Dante fighting amidst the smokes here. It's going to be Melzer, though, that found his 2. These guys are shooters, folks. And again, it's going to be a Leviathan player post-plant forced into a clutch scenario. And again, the odds against them.
Feels like there's a lot of energy for the KRU team right now, who have had some serious ups and downs so far in this stage. But they are starting really strong here. I love the way that they were just able to take their time with utility, retain that control of back sight. So that just puts the idea into LEV's head that they know at any point they could be trying to swing through those smokes, maybe a pop flash coming through from Dante, for instance, but it's KRU just waiting for the spike tap, getting in that combo with the molly, with the paint shells, tons of damage, throws the positioning off, and then they hit the go button when the smokes fade. Absolutely dismantle LEV on that round.
LEV not interested in playing for backside control on A. Get overwhelmed by someone like Dante who just fights through the smokes. Oh my goodness, he's done it again. Speak the devil's name and he doth appear.
That was an awesome little play just off the haunt up top with the smoke. Doesn't get broken in time, gets 2 free kills. This one, it's already done. This should be over. LEV's buy is going completely up in smoke.
Whereas for KRU, it's a round they can really ease into. Gate crash here. Pedante will allow him to get off the line.
I mean, perhaps if there's a way for LEV to get the spike down and then start playing within King's Pit. They do have an orbital strike and a molly. This thing is not over yet. Oh no! Oki cannot be given that kill.
One by one, the dominoes starting to fall. KRU in no position here to do anything about this. And yeah, it's a Viper's Pit that also gives them that showers control. They're going to have a player embedded here over by Lamps.
And now that being said, Mizzino does have the Nightfall to try to ping one of these players out. They could even try to combo that with the orbital strike to get a kill here.
Spotted Okeanos, the only player revealed by the Nightfall. They're going to go straight for him. He hasn't been able to heal. Back up the decay. Makes him an easy target.
I think they just try to get on the spike and orbital strike right into shower.
That's the plan. Con scrambling, trying to get out desperately down to 11, and he's caught inside the molly. King a little bit more lucky, but there's a defuse underway, and this snake bite is a little bit too little. The spray! What? Oh, it's not enough. It's too late, but still. What a way to end the round. KRU, it's a costly one, but still 4 in a row.
They invest all of the weapons they had and a bunch of ults, but they used them so well. I like that they realized they didn't need to use the orbital strike on Lamps either. This was a cool play at the beginning of the round. I mean, simple but effective. It's just the haunt up top. No one breaks it. They lose 2 players. But then on that retake, there was that run and gun moment from Peasant. They didn't want to waste the ult over towards Lamps. They knew they could just overwhelm that player who was caught in the Nightfall. Then use that Brim ult for max value towards Showers. Super well done.
By the look on King's face, you could see him talking with the rest of the team. Something not quite right is, frankly, Leviathan launching into these rounds fairly well. That one being an exception. They go 3v5 down. I want to find some great timings on that A side, open it up, get the plant and a Viper's Pit in the post plant. A scenario also where the Nightfall's not hugely impactful outside of spotting out Okeanos. It does give that free kill essentially over to KRU. And then that orbital strike completely pounds them.
Yeah, we've seen on a couple rounds now an issue for KRU being just playing quite passively in their post-plant positions. You know, there was the round where they were denied getting back sight. To be fair, that was a weaker buy for them, but here they just give up everything, playing 2 players all the way back in Showers. Another player passive. There was that other round on B where things got scrambled, where Tex is all the way back in long and Calm is trying to run back to long with him. It's just been too safe of positions in some of these instances, and it's allowing KRU to just get right back in with ease.
This time, nothing cheeky B long for KRU, but Dante will be in their standard Yoru spot. We're about to have an encounter here. This guy probably brave enough to try and take a risk. Oh man! Far too many free kills for Dante on that part of the map.
That was one of the 2 ults that LEV have, also now just erased from the toolbox. Dante going back in, but denied by Sato.
Overwhelming on the side, Shy also going down. It's only Kesnet at B for the time being. A hasty rotate coming on in, but there are going to be smokes refreshed. KRU are going to have to play themselves out through a flash.
What is the move? The money's actually not great for KRU because they lost so many players on that last round. How much do they want to commit here?
And they don't have a flash to really work with either. Nothing of the sort.
Yeah, they do just get a haunt back now from Mizzino. That's being thrown out. Does have 1 Prowler as well. Mizzino gets the opener.
Okay, King dealt with elbow presence starting to develop here for KRU. No Okeanos! Having to deal with Melster. Mizzino now will just try and inch his way forward. He's in that 1v2 and finally Leviathan find a bit more of that rhythm.
Yeah, Sato just double-faced up there with a teammate to deny. KRU working their way back in through elbow. They fight there with a little bit more aggression, or rather just a willingness to retain their forward positions. Not give things up too easily. Well, that's unlucky for Shy.
There's a lot of that happening this game.
Yeah, there are a pretty ridiculous number of spam kills so far.
Is this Corrode?
I mean, I guess it's only fair they go 1 for 1 on the spam kills in that round. Justice is served. Oh, time for the same attempt with the haunt. And he gets everybody again. So, someone's got to be ready to break it, man. This is a really early thrash to try and get up this long area, take the space. 3 crew players are already on this B site. Look at them pushed out of A, by the way.
This is a big swing. Look at how active they are getting on defense. Smoke though is going to be in their way. It doesn't seem to matter. Shy is able to find 2 with the Sheriff. Of course. Casino caught inside the C's. It's dangerous. They got a dink there on Com. Yeah, a little bit too much value with these stingers. Nicely locked down there, Corbin. He was at 2 health. And now it's on Kesnet.
That got dangerously close. Could get closer. Okeanos just able to turn in time. That could have been, honestly, a bad situation. The 1v2 with Com only at 2 HP could have been realistic if that first one is found.
Just economically giving up an extra gun there and having Com liable to also die at 2. That would be very annoying. We've seen a stabilization here from LEV, but Crew are, on a round like this, really trying to play up on defense, right? They're the kind of team that will take 5 Sheriffs into mid on defense if they have to play, an eco round.
I mean, really respect to Com in that round. He was in a very important position when you're in that 1v1 isolated in hookah. If he goes down and they lose that map control, it could be over, but we're already into the next one. Dimensional drift in on the full by getting a lot of space.
This pace is wild. Com again in a pivotal spot, but King is there to back him up, and he does good. Kesnet and Dante both dealt with. Now Nightfall coming from the defenders. Hex can't get ahead of it. Decay down, and easy pickings for Mazzino. King against an assortment of his teammates of old. 12 and 5 in the game. Has to bail Leviathan out. That's 1. No. Let us be a little reasonable here.
I mean, this is just the kind of pace that you're going to get in a bind game when a team is running Yoru Rays. You should be trying to flood in and fight as much as you possibly can because your rotations are just so fast. And when you have an ultimate like the Nightfall to supplement that speed and ease of getting back in, you just have to hit the gas constantly, and that's what they're doing. It's so overwhelming. They're just in so quickly. All of their rotates there.
It's the kind of pace here that Crew need to keep showing us. Extremely proactive. Especially in these early rounds. And look, B-Long, we've got both duelists stacked up here.
In the meantime, over on A Prowler was used damn near all the way into LEV's spawn from Mazzino, so he's got a ton of control towards the showers.
Won't be a haunt ping for Dante and Kesnet here. Here.
By the way, this is a full investment from LEV, and it's left them with 1 player with a Stinger, 1 with a Guardian. Not the ideal buy here.
They've been expensive rounds for them.
Yeah, this is an inflection point late in this first half.
Ooh, Sato lucky to glimpse the high-low setup and get out alive. Good info.
Now it looks like LEV want to peel away after making their presence known over towards B, but again, there's a gate crash over towards that A side. Dante can rotate pretty quickly. Beautiful timing on the pit here from Shy to lock down short. And LEV know if they go showers, they have to re-clear everything. They don't know what's been going on here. Well, now they certainly know someone is in there because the Prowler is sent at them. 30 seconds on the clock. Kesnet rotating now towards A.
There's just no time.
Crew with multiple players in the pit to deny short. This is looking like a good defensive setup.
Waiting for a push up there. Could go either way. Kesnet's going to be hit by the Dizzy. Showstopper fired off to no effect there. It's going to be Sato on the swing. What's this fight? But Kesnet sits him down. Now King amidst the pit. Lever in a post punt. They've somehow been able to stick it. That's Com's work.
Yeah, this drift is getting so much info though. 3 players are in shower and Crew have full awareness. They're on the spike already.
Dizzy thrown out. There's no way to interact with the spike diffuser by the looks of things. And there it is. It's stuck. Another Crew round. As all of Leviathan forced away from that shower's position. Spotted out by the drift.
It's just this ruthlessness on defense. Getting back in, fighting for the space, staying with multiple players in the pit, and then Kesnet fighting for backside. That's a crazy duel for him to win against Sato. Re-swinging while the crosshair is on him, and he wins this out. That was mental. But you can see this is just another situation where LEV are denied getting any forward space at all. 3 players are stuck in shower. How on earth can they win that post plant? It's just not possible.
I mean, they're not getting that backside control at all.
They just can't. They just can't because KRU are too fast. Now, at least they did get the spike down. Their money was bad at the end of that round. They can buy up here. It's decent enough.
Prowler here sees the judge. Sees avoided by Melser and a molly to stave off Leviathan. I think Lev have seen all they need to about this part of the map for the time being.
They're still being denied any control of showers, by the way. Mazzino just still retaining that space entirely on his own with a Haunt and a Prowler, and now positioned on the line. Shy spotting towards short, Kezenet on the rotate. Good timing. They're going to have 3 players to hold this site, it looks like.
King has to play a little less passive now with his team up on short. He won't really be in a position to threaten that shower position yet, though. He's still playing into it so slowly. Meanwhile, Summoners util now being divested of. Lev able to get Okeanos in the direction of Kezenet. Shy can still play here from triple there, but Sato's already up on the site, and he doubles down! That is a very crucial passage, and Melsa has to rotate over with a judge. It's over.
Those were some excellent shots from Sato, and just that next little wave of utility going to fight back site. Finally for Lev over on A, they're able to get in really deep. I mean, you can see where the kill markers are. They're towards the crew's spawn. They were able to get much further into the site, take the fight to KRU that time.
When they actually get that backside control, it's over. Rounds like the previous one where, you know, Kezenet wins that unlikely duel against Sato. That's the pivotal fight. So, there's an investment here for Leviathan to get themselves back on the board and have a chance to have an even game heading into the half.
Last round in the half.
Only a couple ults to speak of for this final round of the first half, unless Melser can work his way to the orbital strikes. Just 2 away at the moment. And look at this. It's this fight towards Lance. That's what I'm talking about, those kill markers on the map. Fighting into spawn there. And then Shy, he's feeling surrounded. Sato's able to go back, clean up. And the second one onto Mazzino is pretty sick. But even still, if he doesn't get that kill, they have so much control of the map elsewhere. Mazzino's going to be in a tough spot trying to get towards the spike. All right, KRU going to position themselves over towards B. They love spamming through the smoke. It's worked so far.
Same,
a lot of kills.
Deep haunts here.
Mazzino's just getting all of this for free.
Yeah. He didn't Prowler it this time. He actually spent the haunt on that information back shower. But there's actually an extra player watching him this time. Still free real estate. Still Melser inside hookah with the judge.
Portal closed.
It's interesting, we actually haven't gotten to a point where KRU have bopped in this half. I'm surprised we haven't seen it at all. Sato gets that opener. Kezenet would love to trade things out, but Sato's going to play a little bit more safe right now, or just go for some spam through.
I mean, that's definitely going to start pulling some rotations, and it might be an opportunity for King to get a little more active in that short direction.
Now KRU won't have that fast rotator to support, to try and flood in aggressively like they could on some of these prior rounds. It's going to come down to some honest site anchoring, it's looking like, because Melser are fully entrenched.
What is that?
God, he is just so impressive with the Phantom shots.
Oh, Melser had hoped to play closely with the judge, but spotted out by the Dizzy instantly. Nightfall here for Mazzino, hoping to pave the way to some degree, but he walks in a molly down to 75. And he has no help for the foreseeable future.
This one is just as good as done. I mean, it comes down to Sato being an absolute phenom playing Yoru. The accuracy of his shots, just mental. He is such an unbelievable aimer.
Shy here exits the half. The Sato is credited with a 4K round.
4 1v1s, and he just wins the wall.
He just pried the side open solo.
4 1v1 wins for Sato. Having a pretty impressive half. You know, both him and King putting up 13 at the moment. Yeah, there's this first duel, just able to isolate onto Dante.
Bear in mind, this is all with a Phantom, at range, through corners.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, bit of magic in the air. I can feel it whenever Sato locks that Yoru. They're very solid at 13 kill half. We are tied up here. Halfway through bind in this Latam El Clasico what lies around the corner? Naturally, only one way to find out. Stay with us.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I think, putting it lightly, it was a lively affair that first half here on Bind, folks. Leviathan and KRU who honestly haven't had much success on this map in terms of delivering results over the last 6 weeks or so, really, ever since sort of Stage 2 started. Whereas it's been a strong showing for Leviathan basically every time they've rolled out here. Sometimes it's required Sato to drop 35 kills and bail them out in overtime, but they have been good on Bind, and they picked it in this series. But like was mentioned on the desk, the perfect place to really put these two teams to the test. As we know, Leviathan have been dominant in this rivalry of late. This game, though, could go either way.
I'm excited to see what KRU can do here on attack. They are definitely looking better on this map so far than they did with the same comp against Loud last week. They are improving, and I do think this is the right composition for the makeup of this team. Just enable Dante and Kesnet to be the star players that they are. It's full shower control here. Basically no chance of comp. Well, get anything done unless he gets a spam kill was going to be the end of my sentence, but he did it a bit faster than I could say it.
Surely someone's counting those, because we're probably in double digits by now in terms of ridiculous spam kills in this game. KRU with a characteristic deep prowler ends up revealing their position, getting caught out. They're in the site. Guess who is encroaching? It's Sato and Tex inside showers, waiting for their chance to spring forth, and Com will start to show a little bit more leg here. Horn pop straight away, they're going to check close! That smells against the drop on them here. Good anchoring from KRU. Get that quick plant, they make the right choice of site hit. And they convert.
Just an unintentional bait from backside, trying to swing onto Dante, whose ghost was around the wall. Yeah, I don't think they set that one up on purpose, but it worked out pretty well. And Melser just gets a free one, stood in the corner, no one paying him any mind. This was a big moment for Shy. Just after the spike got down, isolating that fight over on the flank to even things up. Some excitement from Kesnet. He was thinking about retiring back in week 1, but the addition of Dante just reinvigorating him, inspiring him to keep going, that injection of young blood into the team.
Nothing like an infusion of youth to make you want to roll back the years, you know? Talking about a guy
it's like you
who's...
casting with me, right?
Yeah. I feel like I'm aging in the other direction personally, but I'm no Ben Button, that's for sure.
Find you.
Push out a Hookie here from Leviathan. The Gambit doesn't yield them anything. This KRU simply respect it, play back to their side of the map for now.
KRU just slowed things down, gonna opt for a re-clear of Hookah. Lev going for the full gamble, running around with the pack.
Prowler on B, this is taking some time to develop for KRU. It's going to allow Lev to assume some of these awkward positions, and Melsa had a feeling about it. There's going to be help as well. Up to his right, the swing comes in. And all of a sudden, the amalgamation, the amalgam of Lev players, there we go, rolling around the map, starts to get divvied up.
Last player standing. 30 seconds left.
Just going to grab a couple more kills, maybe try to get close to that orb. Things eventually fall apart, as they were destined to do for Lev on that round. KRU haven't been able to work one player super close to an ult, so that's not something on the board right now. Just going to be a pretty honest bonus round attempt coming out from them against LEV. It was interesting, actually, coming into this game, both these teams had a really high pistol round win rate, so maybe they can go even and both still look good, or one can surge above the other. They were both at 62.5%, 10 and 6 on pistol rounds, so kind of the forte of both sides, really.
This pistol round, though, results in KRU having the 2-round lead. Tex is hedging here. And they've really wanted to hedge if they're going to leave Tex back, because they've got a gate crash as well. Want to secure 3 to 4 players on the side that's being hit. Here comes Dante, flashes himself into Octagon.
It's a lot of utility to take Octagon.
Expensive.
But it is some stuff that can be recycled. There was just, you know, haunt thrown, and then the teleport away. Now time to re-clear showers very quickly. Okeanos going to feel the pressure and have to give up a bit of that space. It's time to orb min-max for KRU. They have gotten Kesnet just 2 away. I went into this round talking about how
no one
weren't really that relevant, and, well, KRU are putting some emphasis on that. They want to get the showstopper as early as possible.
Looks like we're doubling back in the direction of B. But that Octagon control that was very heavily invested in, well, there's pings in that direction, so KRU might have to re-clear that slightly. Maybe just a double swing contact clear on that area. Yep. No longer spending any more. Here they come. Straight through that wall. It's going to be Sato with a lot to shoot at it. Bloody hell, he's good at it. Isn't he? Dante and Kesnet both down. Deals with the double duelist threat from KRU instantly. Tex, though, marked up. Playing his life best he can. And Sky Smoke's about to dissipate inside Hookah, and then Rubber hits the road yet again. Mizzino pops his hand up, and there it is. Whack-a-mole for Tex. Blows him out of the server. And it had to be on Shy. This would have to be miraculous. It's King on the corner. Some history here, to say the least. Shy gets the plant, but down to 43. King waiting patiently. And his gambit does it. Beautiful piece of Shy. It's once in a blue moon stuff, and it keeps KRU up by 3.
The patience on that second tap was sick. Just 2 opportunities for a 1 tap at the end, and he nails it on the second. The crosshair placement for all of those kills, absolutely perfect. That is awesome. Oh my God. Honestly, this stage has been a little more quiet for Shy compared to the other stages, years in VCT. Oh my God, what a time to show up, though. In a game that, with victory, would land KRU that 2nd spot in the Omega Group playoffs. What has been such a tough group.
So the implications of that clutch are quite significant.
Well, they are massive. That was a bonus round conversion. Bonus round conversion. The economy is going to be so strong for KRU. Presumably, that's going to be worth 2 rounds. KRU are going to have an easy opportunity to get to 10 unless LEV do something miraculous here, buying up some sheriffs.
And already being ahead in the game. That is going to really light the fuse as we hurdle towards the end of this bind map. Really tit-for-tat stuff in that early half. Leviathan once again need to go back to the wall and find a way to slow this momentum, because KRU are playing with that same degree of pace, but they're bouncing back and forth between these sites. They're a little bit harder to get a read on here.
It is going to be 4 sheriffs over on the side of LEV. Can someone on this team be a hero with one? I mean, brother, if I'm on that team, I'm throwing one of them to Sato. Why, he's got the classic. Give that guy something, man. Give him something to work with.
It's the floor problem. Apex did the same thing. Like, yeah, give it a gun. Either way.
Going out that dizzy, but not really going to have an opportunity to do much. KRU are happy to just, well, Kesnet specifically will be happy to just allow some of the LEV players to show themselves to that outlaw. So sad.
And now that moment of silence is passed. Com steps up. Sees Melsa coming. Lucky to honestly get out of that encounter alive. Tex will be dug in here in Lamson. All of KRU know they need to wait this out a little bit. Some of that still util being drawn out of LEV. Still plenty of time though for the attackers to land safely here. What a spot to be. Kesnet commands the high ground, and Sato has nothing to say about it. Just Sheriff's in the game now for LEV.
I like the crew are trying to slow the game down right now. Don't force things too much. Showstopper going to go out. Meltzer fight on the flank, does win that.
Tom trying to command some attention here. Just how much of a sharpshooter is Tex feeling today? Nothing to see from this spot. As that sky smoke clears, he'll be awfully exposed. Here come Crew with a head of steam. The end of the map in their sights.
They do invest the Showstopper to convert that, but I can't really blame them. I mean, ultimately, they knew that they were going to have to face those LEV players really close. Even though they were in the 5-on-4, you want to get out of that round pretty much unscathed if you can. So they're going to let that ult go just to cement their victory.
Gotcha.
Wait things out, get a little bit patient before trying to force that spike plant down as well. Able to leave with most of the guns, so pretty comprehensively a solid round from them.
Rare op taken up here by Sato. Despite that, actually still playing alongside Tex towards B-Long.
Bring them down.
It's the first time we've seen an op in this game at all. You know, surprised we didn't see it on Crew's side on defense. They had a couple opportunities to buy, but didn't end up being the case. Sato was teleported over towards that A side after not seeing anything be long before the gate crash expires. What a time to do it. All of Crew walking down short, taking some control of Black, actually ripping that orbital strike. What a shot!
He is limping. Sato lucky to find that kill, but he had to get out. Orbital strike would have threatened him. Com here inside shower. It's a late wrap from Mazzino. Com has a feeling for it. Mazzino obviously has the edge. He's going to win it out as a result. Now or even. Kesnet tucked in under heaven. Sato needs to find a way to peer in with his operator. But he was in the sights of Kesnet. Can't really find an easy trade now with Mazzino having taken up that shower position, or at least implying it. And that's why Tex is being so careful about his heaven pick and giving Kesnet all the room he needs to work with. Now, once again, Tex in the same spot with a better weapon, but still, the odds just as much against him as they were. And it's 4 for Kesnet. Nothing LEV can throw is sticking.
Really stunning round from Kesnet. The way he's playing that situation individually, he knows that the player, there will be a player swinging from main when the Dizzy comes out of heaven. So he just adjusts his crosshair instantly back. Gets that kill, was really rapid on the shot with Sato, and yeah, look at that. King trying to get off the Dizzy because he knows exactly what's happening. He knows where to put the crosshair, and he gets another kill.
And because Mazzino was able to get that kill on Com inside shower, Tex can't just look over. He can't overpeak that. He knows he's probably going to die, or assumes so.
What happened to the 6-6 first half?
Yeah.
What happened, man? This is LEV's map pick. Crew have just not been able to find success here this stage at all. Texas just not able to get into the game here. I mean,
nightmare.
He's in situations where he's trying to obviously just set up his teammates with utility, so he's not having opportunities to, you know, get as clean as fights as others. He's certainly been in tough spots, but
Dante here, filling his role as the greatest decoy. Loves to get into these sides and loves to get his hands dirty.
Yeah, and this is why we were clamoring for the Kesnet and Dante double duelists. And when I say we, I would like to say I think just everybody watching this team.
Yes.
May I speak for every single person who watched KRU and VCT Americas?
It's funny because the way that Kesnet speaks of it is a bit ironic. He's like, yeah, okay, you guys got what you wanted. You know what I mean? Like it was a bit of a contentious decision, actually. Not sure about that one. Young Oki. Clean work, but unfortunately lacks the teammates. We are at map point for KRU. They have dominated this second half of Bind.
You know, just another aspect of KRU's game right now on this Bind attack is how well they've done at cycling ultimates. They've used one ult each time to win these anti-eco rounds, just solidify that they're going to convert, but they're still getting orbs to the other players. And now onto a buy round, you're looking at a Dimensional Drift to maybe crack open the site, and a Viper's Pit from Shy to close things out. They have dominated the ult game.
Both teams boasting a few of them. Crucially, though, it's Dimensional Drift active for Dante and Sato. The information game looks very different on this round number 19, especially with the map on the line for LEV.
They slowed down after that initial contact. Wow, full commitment into the warning there from King, and is going to get a first fight, but
And somehow, moving it out! The Trays favoring Crew, they're just leaning into this B-long position.
a lot of damage onto Tex, and on top of that, insult to injury, Kesnet gets the orb with the kill, so he's got a showstopper here.
Dropping spike.
Zato never had a chance to use his drift to try and give his team the edge.
Crew, they just want to stabilize here. They still have tons of time on the clock. They have an advantage in terms of the players and great ults to play with.
They've got all this stall util still from Melsa.
They know they are on the precipice of stealing this map away. Tex on the rotate, almost caught.
Here comes Kesnet! Oh, nicely done by Tex. Shuts him down in the nick of time, but Mazzino dives in. Very low was Tex. They're going to jump outside of this orbital strike. And they're going straight for long here. Com overwhelmed before he realized what was coming his way. Okeanos with nothing but a molly and a dream to work with. Nails the head of Melsa.
Spike planted.
Mazzino and Shy can double up here. That's the danger. And Shy is playing destruction. What a dirty second half here for Crew. I mean, clean on the scoreboard, but in game, that was raw.
I mean, absolutely flawless. They were playing with some major heat. That entire map, really. Their defense was pacey, the floods were excellent, and the attack side was just incredible. The ult cycling was excellent. Amazing executes from them. They've really cleaned this map up. Can't blame LEV for picking into it. They've played it once, dominated week one, or well, it was a close game to be fair, but when you have your Yoru dropping 31 and you win the map, you probably want to play it again, especially against a team that's 0-2 on it with different comps.
Yeah.
So they're going up against a Crew who haven't figured